Hi, folks. This is Rick Doc Walker, the DOC.
This is John Kime, and you're listening to the Mess Hall with Rally Captain and Tailgate Ted.
What's going on, Rally? You ready for mini camp at this point?
Well, if they have a rookie mini camp so that fans can attend like they did when Bieniemy was there, of course, brother, I'm ready to be there. I'll go ahead and call out of work to go to this thing.
I'm right there with you, man. Speaking of calling out of work, so the draft event, I saw you out there last Thursday night, and I saw a lot of our listeners out there, a lot of just the Burgundy and Gold faithful. What time did you get out to the parking lot?
I think I got there about 6:15-ish, if you will, 6:30.
Okay.
Because the doors open up at 7, if I'm not mistaken. And it was crowded. I was happy to be back at Northwest Stadium, man. I mean, it felt like a game day, even though there was no game being played except for the young men who were being drafted. They probably thought it was a game for them, waiting for their name to get called.
Crowded's one way to put it, man. So Chuck B, friend of the pod, hit me up, said, "Where are you?" It's like, dude, parking lot says it doesn't open until 6. It's like, nah, man, I've been here for a while. And it might have been 4:00 at that point.
Wow.
When he had texted me. I'm like, you guys have been open. You've been there that long? So I immediately just stopped what I was doing. And I don't even think I packed anything up. I just drove straight out to the stadium. But the problem was they were only letting you in off of Garrett Morgan Boulevard, right? One road, which I have never been to before. I always come in off of Arena Drive, right off the highway.
Yep.
Right? And my GPS kept rerouting me trying to get there. I basically took the afternoon off just so I could make sure we were there. I'm thinking, all right, well, I'm not going to tailgate because they're not going to let us. I pulled up, got to the lot at maybe 4:45, 5:00. People were tailgating, right? They had let people in, and my car tried to put me through one other entrance. I want to say off like Sean Taylor Road or something like that. They were stopped. They couldn't get in. I immediately backtracked, went around. Once I got in the lot, it felt like a preseason home game, man.
Yeah, it really did. It really did. Shout out to the Commanders management because, like you said, other than the whole coming into the stadium one way, it really they had enough attendance on hand to direct you. I mean, as far as vehicles and pedestrian traffic is concerned, it really felt like a home game, man. Like a preseason game, that is. I'll give you that. I'll definitely give you that. But
I mean, a home game would have been more packed.
Yeah.
But it definitely, I got that home preseason vibe because everybody's excited to be back in the stadium. There's really no football going on, right? I get the young men being drafted, but we're all, it felt so good to be back together out at Northwest, just hanging out. And what did you think of the gate giveaway when you went through security?
Well, you see, I have it on right now. So I loved it. The mere fact that, for everybody who wanted one, you could get 1, 2, or possibly even 3, even though you only should have taken 1. But the hat's it's a nice hat. I like it a lot.
They gave me like 7 of them when I walked through. And it's like, we know you're going to pass them out to people, so here you go. So it was just the fact that the team is, I'm not going to call it a rebrand, right? They are just amping up the identity. For those that are not watching on YouTube, Rally has a new hat that they gave out to everybody walking through the door. And it is the W logo from the Hellraiser uniform that's got the spear going through it. And just the fact that, granted, they partner with SeatGeek, it's a trucker hat. You had some fans complaining about the quality of it online. It's just
you can't win, bro.
Not for you.
You can't win, man. You can't win. It reminds me when I throw the rallies, right? and the team obviously gives me swag to pass out. And people say, another keychain? It's like, well, don't take it. I mean, don't take it. If it's bothering you that much, don't take it. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, guys. It's free. That's what it boils down to. It's a free freaking giveaway. And you're complaining about it? Come on. Kick rocks.
We got nothing for free on 2/2/22. Zero. And you were out there with me when they opened the team store. I think you were first in line when they opened the team store with all the rebrand. And all we got was one item. Was the item free or 50% off?
I think for the first several, maybe 100 or whatever, it was,
Wouldn't even have many people.
I think it was free for
Yeah.
for the first 50. Something was free. I don't remember what it was, because I was shivering out of my mind that morning, but something was free. And then yes, they followed up with like a 50% or 75% off coupon because Miss Schneider came out and gave it to us. I just don't remember what it was. That my memory is going bad.
It was definitely one item was free because when I wear that hoodie, I think of Tanya, because I mean, I knew Mr. Schneider.
The hoodie. That's
right?
what it was. It was the W hoodie.
Buying that hoodie. I love that thing, right? I still rock it because it's that Commander's crest. It just doesn't have the incorrect dates on the middle of it. But if you didn't get there by a certain time, you had to pay full price for everything. Yeah. And she didn't know that they were only doing it for such a small amount of time. The fact that the Hogs, the Harris ownership group, was giving everybody there, and oh, by the way, they didn't have one, but they had 2 draft parties. People there were getting hats on top of it over at National Harbor. I just thought it was awesome because they've got this new logo that everybody obviously loves if you're going on social media and seeing. And it was just, man, what they did at the event, I just thought was top notch, right? You had people that had never been on the field before, right? They don't get the rally captain treatment where we all get to go down on the field before every game.
Wait a minute. The rally captain treatment? Come on, man. It's the luck of the draw.
Everybody sees you on the field before the game, hanging out with the Punisher and, other people down there just shooting the S. But the fact of the matter is, for those upset, they laid down not a tarp, but they laid down this mat over the field to protect the field. Because this weekend, you've got the Bruno Mars concert, right, which is going to be down on the field too. And they resod the field before anybody gets pissed off and upset about the field getting used for something that's not football. It's going to get fixed and resodded before the season comes. But to paint a picture for those of you that weren't there, I mean, they had activations, is what they like to call it, all over the stadium. Did you get a chance to walk around the entire spot?
Not the entire spot. I'm dealing with a hip issue for those that don't know. So, if you may have seen me limping, it's because I got a little hip issue going on that'll be fixed here shortly. But what I will say is I was happy to see that the concessions were open. And it wasn't like they just had popcorn. They had full concessions where there was chicken fingers, fries, nachos, beer, mixed drink. They had it all. And I was surprised at that. And I'm happy that they did because in years past, that's one of the things that they may have just had popcorn or something very minor.
Like
and
crappy hot dogs.
Yeah, but they went out for this, and I'm really hoping that as fans we can really appreciate this from where we have come from, because I can remember, like I said, you didn't get that, and there were times when you couldn't get on the field. You had to be in the stands, but you could watch on the big screen. So I do remember those days, and I greatly appreciate them coming in and allowing that fan experience to be number one, because at the end of the day, who pays whose salary? The fans do. And so you're looking out for the people who make the team what it is, besides obviously the XLs and the players and things of that nature. But the fans are the ones who are the heartbeat of the team.
Yeah, so I walked around the entire lower bowl just because I didn't want to miss something, right? I didn't want to have FOMO. Like, oh, that was there. they had a area where a bunch of merchandise was on discount. And I'm happy I got a chance to stop by there because I think the one favorite thing I got from the day on top of the hat, they had these medallion coins from Madrid for the game in Madrid. And I was talking to the team, like, I didn't see these over there. Like, they never made it through customs. They didn't get there in time. So to be able to pick up something like that, to kind of have some memorabilia and do that, there were a bunch of concession stands that are always packed on game day. I got to go to Chicken Guys. I got to go to the crab place and get a season ticket holder discount. On top of that, paying with the QR code was a nice touch. And then for those that can kind of picture it, down on the field, they had a stage in one end zone, the end zone that the team comes out from. All right. You had Smoot, you had Sean Springs, Michael Jenkins. They had DJ Cool on stage. They had some country singer on stage, the Command Force, the Beat Your Feet people. They had a bunch of different spots outside on the field that people could get swag from and waiting in line. Season ticket members could pick up like a special pin that was only for season ticket holders, which I thought was cool.
I missed that.
I got one for you if you need one. No worries.
Okay. We got to give a shout out to in-game announcer Janine Samuels. She was there doing her thing.
Janine was there, definitely doing her thing. I mean, she's one of the hardest working people out there at the stadium. But the part that I love the most, man, they had a locker room tour. And I've been in a locker room multiple times in the past for different events. And I know that the team, when they try and recruit people to sign up for season tickets, they'll do locker room tours and stuff like that. But your average fan has not been on the field and especially not been in the locker room. And I got goosebumps, man, when I saw some of the families in the locker room and there were some little kids saying that that's going to be my locker one day. And things like scenes like that, to me, it's going to be a core memory. And seeing Sonny Styles get drafted and these other guys get drafted to the Commanders, right? It's just hearing the stories that they have always had this dream of playing professional football. The team is helping these kids realize that dream. And that, to me, was what that past Thursday night was all about.
Definitely. It plants the seed. And that's what's needed to keep youngins, as well as obviously winning football games. But it starts at a young age. And like you said, those are memorable moments that they will always be able to look back on. They may not remember the date, but they'll say, I do remember that time that we went to Northwest Field, or Northwest Stadium rather, and we were inside the locker room, because it's a very memorable experience. It sticks with you.
Yeah, it really does. And speaking of memorable, so they had the draft up on the Jumbotron so everybody could see it. And I know you said best player available. That's who you wanted. What was the fan reaction around you when Jeremiah Love went number 3 to the Cardinals?
It was like the wind was let out of everybody's sails. They were like, ah. It was like a big sigh. Yeah.
One guy beside me threw his $16 beer down on the ground, just bitter and pissed. Like, bro, did you really think we were going to get him? Like, have you not been paying any attention? So when it was finally our time to pick, and you saw the Chiefs trade up and take Delane, I'm thinking, from my perspective, whatever Peters was going to do, I was golden with, right? He knows more than me. I don't watch college football like a bunch of other people out there do. We're too busy on the weekends doing other stuff to pay attention to it. I just don't have the time. But I was videotaping, which I'm sure pretty much everybody was. When they picked Sonny, what were you thinking?
I said, all right, we got it. And then to make things even better, to top the night off, they had fireworks. So that's why I say it really reminded me of a game, because after we scored that touchdown, fireworks. So technically, we scored a touchdown with Sonny, and the fireworks happened, bro. So I was happy, man, and everybody around me was happy. I don't think there was a sad face in the crowd after we picked up Sonny.
So I wasn't sad. I had to do a couple of TV. I didn't have to. I did a couple of TV interviews after the fact, and I wanted to do my own in-depth research on Sonny before I was either okay with the pick or not okay with the pick.
Mm-hmm.
And from my perspective, I heard so many things about him being a combine freak. And when I think of that, it reminded me a little bit of Jamin Davis, right? Except Jamin came from a school that didn't have the pedigree that Ohio State has, right? But I also heard that Sonny was a former safety, switching a linebacker. So I'm thinking, is this kid, is he really going to be a good fit? Because they're talking about him wearing the green dot, being Mike, taking over for Bobby Wagner. Bobby ain't here. He's not going to be here. I thought it was, kind of fitting. It was almost like a passing of the torch where Roger Goodell was talking about Bobby being honored as Walter Payton Man of the Year right before we were about to pick Sonny in the draft. But after hearing everybody talk about the young man, and then after sleeping on it and realizing who his coach is, I am 1,000% on board with us taking Sonny at that spot, not having Jamin Davis PTSD solely because of Dan Quinn, right? Who our coaching staff is. Because Rivera, dude, was a joke, right? And I don't know if he was in over his head because he was dealing with the cancer treatments and everything else. But we've got a coaching staff that's going to put the time into Sonny to make sure that the dude's going to excel. And from everything I saw, his floor is already so high and his ceiling is even higher. And this is actually what Adam Peters had to say about drafting the young man.
Yeah, we got Sonny Styles. And for I can't tell you how many reasons why we liked him, but it's you can go on and on about him. And we're thrilled to have him. And so to pick Sonny Styles with the 7th pick, didn't think he was going to be there. Thought there was a low chance. There was a chance, but it was an easy pick when he was there and we were on the clock. So a little bit about Sonny. I think he's a true commander. He is a true commander through and through, and that's what makes one of the many things that makes you smile. And you're going to get an outstanding person in this building, an outstanding competitor, an outstanding football character, everything across the board. And so, first and foremost, a human, great family. I got to meet them at the pro day, and he's just kind of everything you want there as a football player and a guy in your building, in your bloodstream. So a little bit about Sonny as a player. I mean, he's huge. He's really it's just amazing. He's 21 years old. He's a young guy. He's just scratching the surface, but he's an elite athlete, elite size, elite length, and he's just scratching the surface as a linebacker, and he's already really good, and he's only going to get better. That's what gave me a lot of confidence too, is that he's going to get better, and we have the people in this building with our coaching staff and the support staff to get him there, and then himself. He's the type of person who will reach whatever potential he has. He will reach that potential. He's humble, he's driven, he's just kind of checks every box, and so it made it an easy pick. We had a great visit with him on the 30 visit. Super impressive football intelligence, super impressive just presence, and just everything about him screamed commander. And so as a player, sideline to sideline, he can blitz, he can cover, he can play in the box. He got better as the year went on. He's only been playing linebacker for 2 years, and he got better and better, and he played his best ball at the end of the year. And so he's still ascending, and it's fun to watch his progression and just seeing how much better he got and how much better he still can get. So,
and what Peter said about the fact that he's only played 2 years at backer, that's what worried me when I saw the pick happen. But knowing the young man's pedigree, right? His father played with Sean Springs at Ohio State. he played for the Falcons and he played for the Rams back in the day. Right? He knows what it takes to be a pro. He knows what it takes to be successful in this league. And I've got no doubt that they got the player that they really wanted and that this defense truly needs.
Yeah, in the genes. Definitely in the genes. I don't have Jamin Davis remorse or regret or whatever have you. They put the kid in a position that he didn't play. And so it looked like it, and he was a fish out of water. I mean, he made good plays and he made bad plays. So, and like anything else, that was in the past. And, we are moving forward now. That was then, and here we are ready to make noise for 2026. And my eyes are laser focused to the front. So, as we said before, and we've said it many times, we have a totally new coaching staff who knows what to do, how to do it, why to do it, when to do it. And now it's just a matter of getting it done. So all we want to do is just have a glimpse of our 24 season again and continue to build. And that's what all fans are looking for. We want to taste that success just as much as the fans want to taste it. Ownership wants to taste it. Everyone hated the fact that last year we kind of went backwards and things that happened with us. So, we want to be able to move forward. And so what happened. And man, I am like everybody else ready for rookie mini camp, regular mini camp, preseason. I'm ready for it because I really feel as though, and I'm not being a homer, I feel we have something special. And it's just a matter of making sure what we have on paper, vibes to being on the field. And I think that we'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, we had the 32nd ranked defense last year. It was obvious
Terrible.
that Bobby was old and slow. Sonny is 21 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He ran a 4.46 40-yard dash, a 1.56 10-yard split. The young man is only 21. He's 6'5", 244. He can play outside backer. He can play inside backer. He can play safety. He can come off the edge. I mean, the kid is versatile. And this was Peters talking about how they envision using him.
Michael Parsons Jr.
Given his versatility, kind of how do you guys envision using him?
Yeah, I think that's one of the cool things because we have a really talented room, I think, and guys that are all very versatile. And we have a coaching staff that is really good about deploying those guys. And so, I mean, Sonny's a guy who can play off the ball. He can play on the ball. He can mug up and blitz. There's so many different things he can do. He can play Mike, play Will, play Sam. All those different things. He's got the size to play on the edge. And so he's really versatile. And so we can kind of mix and match and deploy those guys and play as many linebackers as we can on the field. And I'm excited to see what the guys will do with Durante and DQ and Ken and those guys. Like they're gonna be able to get really creative.
So you pair Sonny up with Leo Chenal. I think someone had put that those two RAS scores are the highest out there for a linebacking duo. RAS's relative athletic score. Sonny's was damn near perfect, and Leo's was right up there in a 9-point-something. So their ability to be fast, versatile, we got faster and we got younger. How many times did we see Bobby Wagner running down the field, flailing his arms, trying to catch up to a tight end or a running back that ran right past him?
Yeah.
Our defense was a liability last year, and
it was
addressed it. And guess what's going to help? Right? The defense giving Jaden more bites at the apple, more chances with that football. So when you saw we didn't trade back, I think on the last pod we talked about how many picks is the team actually going to have when all 3 days are done, more or less than 10. You and I both said less than 10. They didn't make a single trade to get more picks. Were you surprised that we stayed where we did or upset? How'd you feel?
status quo. I felt that we were going to stick with what we did, and we did. So I didn't have wasn't in my feelings one way or the other. My thing is that I wanted to have a perennial player with our pick, who whatever position that we were going to pick. That's what I wanted, and so we got that done, and that's what I was happy about. I wasn't worried about going back or trying to trade up or whatever have you. I wasn't. What about you?
I wanted to trade back to a
Mm.
certain point. I didn't want to go too far back because I wanted us to have a blue chip player. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted someone that's going to be not a Pro Bowler, an All Pro. And I feel you get too far back in the draft, 16 or up. I don't know if the player you're – and granted, 16 or below, it's not a guarantee either. I just think that you have a better percentage shot if you're drafting between that range. So to go from 7 to maybe 13 or 14, if we had a chance to still get a good player and then also get a second round pick, I would have been all for. But this is Peters talking about why we didn't trade back.
Did you have an opportunity to move down, and would you have taken it if he weren't still on the board? And then I'll leave it at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It was kind of fun. We did a lot of work on the move down. We spent a lot of time on it. Brandon back there was with me, looking at all the different iterations of moving back and everything like that. We didn't look to move up, but crickets. It was crickets. So really, we were just looking at my phone and nothing. So we were so happy. We were happy to stay and pick there.
It reminds me of middle school dances where I'm just dancing by myself up against the wall because nobody would dance with me. Right? It's just crickets.
Oh no, Ted, no one would dance. So that you were on a horse shack when Welcome Back, Cotter, or just walking
Man,
down with
it's I was definitely a pudgy Filipino kid, just sitting there hanging out, eating way too much rice, and I'll be fine. It's I was Peters. Like, somebody want to dance? What are we gonna do? But a lot of people are talking about. Well, before I say, what draft grade do you give the team?
I give him an A to A minus. I really do. And that could be the homer in me, but it also I feel comfortable with the picks that we picked up. So my biggest thing is just have it equate on the field.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I mean, just make it count on the field. And so many times we have missed, and I'm tired of missing. You know what I mean? Where I thought we were there, but we missed. And so I don't feel that way now, but we still need to let these guys play because everybody says the same thing, Everybody talks trash until they get punched in the face, Mike Tyson, basically. So how will these guys, deal with adversity? Obviously, they're blue chip, they're football players, but we just don't know. So I'm hoping that we can really realistically do something, man.
Yeah, the positions I wanted drafted was linebacker, wide receiver, and I actually saw Chad Ricardo out at
Mm-hmm.
National Harbor at the draft event, and he said, "What do you think we're going to do today?" I said, "I think we're going to get a wide receiver, and I think we're going to take a center," which is what the team did. Antonio Williams, wide receiver out of Clemson. Some are knocking him or knocking the team because the young man has been injured. He had a tough year last year at Clemson. If you go back and look at his tape on what he's done when he's healthy, that young man can run a route. And Peters basically said, we took him because his floor is high. And what we need right now are people whose floors are high because you said it, man. We took a step back last year. Things did not go like we had all hoped after being 60 minutes away from the Super Bowl. Taking a player like Sonny Styles gives you a chance to compete now. Taking a player like Antonio Williams out of Clemson gives Jaden another weapon that can start on that field and compete now. So I'm excited to see what we did in the draft. Most people are saying between a B and an A. I'm not seeing anyone give us anything less than a B minus, which is, it's foolish right now to grade a draft because it takes several years to see how these players pan out. I mean, just look at the fact that Rivera's picks that are on this team. I mean, all of his first round picks are gone. I'd love to know all the other rounds who's actually stuck around and panned out. But from what the team did, having so few picks and what they were able to, do with it, I'm excited. I don't know if Sam Hartman's excited because we took a quarterback in the 7th round, but I'm excited with what we did.
I really am surprised that Sam is still on the team. I'm not knocking the kid. I'm just surprised that he's there. And I'm wondering if he didn't have the relationship that he has with Jaden, would he still be here? I'll never forget. I was talking to I can't think of his name, but he said, "Man, Sam's going to do really good." It was at the Patriots preseason game, and Mitchell Rails. I was talking to Mr. Rails, and he goes, "Man, he got surgery on his arm, and he's been looking good in practice and everything, and he's going to look really good." And it was the opposite. He wet the bed against that Patriots game, and I just was saying to myself, okay, why is he still on the team? And I understand that, injured players, he knows the system, yada, yada, yada. I get it. But what happens if this rook comes in from Rutgers and he lights it up? Everybody's saying he's a camp body, blah, blah, blah. But they drafted him for a reason because they see something. So maybe will Sam be holding the clipboard, or will they say, okay, fly, fly, fly? What do you think will happen?
The fact that they didn't let him come in when Mariota went down, they brought in a guy off the street that has not been.
This is true.
In the locker room, hasn't been in the quarterback meetings. I mean, he must have the best KD ratio in Call of Duty with Jaden or something, man, because I don't get it. And I know that there are a lot of listeners that love how beautiful freaking his hair is and all this other stuff. It'll probably piss, one of my Hill barbecue sisters off if he gets cut. But really, why is he on this roster if he's never going to step on the field? And preseason doesn't count. When push came to shove and they needed a body, they brought a guy from a different team.
One of the oldest quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah,
the 15-year journeyman, 15-team journeyman. I mean, the thing, he even circled back. They circled back as he played for us with a 20, what year was that he played for us?
It's been a while. Definitely been a while. And it's not like he played with us with this quarterback coach or inside this system before. So, I mean, I get it if it was a guy
Josh Johnson,
from back in the day. But, I mean, bringing Josh in, and, hey, Josh won a game. I mean, I want to say he had just as many wins as Mariota did after Jaden went down. Yeah. So, hat tip to him. But if this kid out of Rutgers is just a camp body on the roster, all I know is I saw a video of Sam Howell playing pickleball. Sam, I could use a pickleball partner. So if your football days are done, I'm more than happy to take you in on my end. But you missed the draft party out at National Harbor.
Yeah, I had to work. How was it?
It was good, man. It's a couple of years back when you and I crashed VIP. It wasn't anything like that. When we were at the VIP spot where they had it underneath the Ferris wheel, and they had like the all you can eat, all you can drink. You could tell that I think they blew a decent amount of the budget on what they put up out at out at the stadium. But it was just so much fun being out at the harbor. And I think a lot of people were worried it was going to rain. Didn't rain one bit. They were handing out hats again. They had B. Mitch and Smoot were out there doing pictures, signing autographs. They didn't bring any of the draft picks out. So that part was a little bit of a bummer, but who knows how much it's going to take to get them out there on the schedule and this and that. But it was just, you can tell that they're investing money in the fan experience, and it's not going unnoticed. And these are the things that you really appreciate because they're not making any money off of it. This isn't a ticketed event where people have to spend money to go there. So you got to spend money to make money. And two friends of mine actually signed up, and they've been on your trip. Actually, my friend Janelle, she's been on your Rally Captain trips on the SB events, and she bought season tickets that day. 4 season tickets that day because she had so much fun out at the harbor.
Nice. That's what it's all about. It's like when you go to church and you heard a good word from the pastor and it's time to see who wants to join the church, and they say the doors of the church are open. Come forward if you want to join. And that's what it's like. They had such a great time. The message was so good. The vibe was so good that she stepped up and bought 4 tickets. So that's a good thing, man. That's a good thing. I want to say this, and I do have a small knock. It's a small knock. If you are a single person, and this happened to a buddy of mine, so I got to talk about it because at the DMV Mess Hall, we talk about the good, bad, and the indifferent. I had a buddy who originally signed up for 2 tickets. And he says, you know what? After doing the figures, hey, wait a minute. I can't afford 2 tickets. However, I can't afford 1. He immediately, like the day after crunching the finances, they said, no, you got to buy 2. And he goes, yeah, I understand that, but I only need 1, and I'm willing to go wherever have you, just as long as I get a single ticket. And they said, nope, you got to buy 2 tickets. I think that, and I know that it's very hard to sell that 1 seat. I get it. But if you got a person who's willing to go wherever for 1 seat, give them the 1 seat.
I hear where you're coming from, and I feel bad for your boy. Just, I looked at the inventory. So I'm with them, and I'm dealing with the salesperson, and I've looked at the inventory, and it's a seat map. Have you ever tried to buy tickets to a movie theater?
Yeah.
And you just want 1 ticket. But you're going to mess up the season, like the movie spot on the map, and it's just going to be another ticket beside it. Sometimes, depending on the program, like Alamo won't let you get that 1 seat. They'll make you buy a ticket over, so then you're not leaving another single beside it. They'll do it if you're leaving a pair. The way the Commanders database works is they don't want, and this isn't just them, right? I've had season tickets for the Capitals, for the Wizards. If it is an odd number, then they'll let you do it. But if it's going to leave them with a 3-pack or another single, they typically don't let you do that just because to get rid of 1 ticket. So whenever I ask people, how many tickets do you want for an event? We'll say, well, I want 3 tickets. It's going to be cheaper historically for you to buy 4 tickets and sell that other ticket. I mean, dude.
Yeah.
You do this with SB events.
I totally know it. But I also know that when they wanted me to move down to row 1, do you realize that my seat initially was behind the goalpost? And guess how many seats that was? 1.
Yeah.
I had 1 season ticket, and that was it. So I know that they're there. I'm just saying, hey, if the man said, hey, I'm willing to go to any single seat, I just can't afford 2. I feel as though, you know what? Some money's better than no money. Work with him, figure it out. He said he even go to the 400 section. So that's all I'm saying. And I'll leave it alone at that.
Ticket rep too. Like that ticket rep could be greedy. Might say, try and play hardball. Who knows? Back in the day when it was just you, me, and the hog farmers in the stadium, best believe they'd sell them that 1 ticket.
Yeah.
But right now, people are excited, man. I mean, OTAs May 27th, June 2nd, mandatory minicamp June 16th. I'm getting back from I think Houston from a World Cup match, making sure that I told the team, hey, mandatory minicamp, I'm going to be around before I fly out to Seattle for another match. Make sure your boy gets a spot. I can't wait to see the guys on the field and just watch them gel together, because this defense is young and they're hungry, and I want to see what this new coordinator does. And something that, an anecdote that might not mean a lot to some people, but something that I heard from JP Finley talk about that Sonny had mentioned, why I know this is going to work. Sonny Styles was projected to be top 10 draft pick. He went on all of these visits all across the NFL from teams that wanted to talk to him. Only one coach gave Sonny his personal cell phone number to reach out if he ever needed anything regardless. And guess who that coach was?
Dan Quinn.
Winner, winner. His agent was wearing burgundy and gold that morning. Sonny said he had a feeling that he was going to get drafted by Washington. And you look at different mock drafts, he wasn't supposed to drop to us. And he did, because the Titans took who they took at receiver, because the Chiefs moved up, because Love went where he went. And it was almost like it was fate that Sonny was coming to us. But the fact that DQ, because we hear stories about he's a player's coach, all of his players love him, he goes out of his way and bends over backwards. He could have been drafted by the Eagles, the Giants. DQ didn't care. He just wanted this young man to know that he has got someone that has played this game at its highest level in his corner. And this is actually Sonny talking about what it was like to be drafted by the team.
You've mentioned that this is where you wanted to be, and you met with a lot of teams who said a lot of wonderful things, I'm sure, about you, about themselves. Why is this where you wanted to be? What stuck out about the Commanders?
I'll take it back to like when I was coming out of high school, and I went to Ohio State, went in that building. It was great people in the building, starting with Coach Day, the whole coaching staff, the players. When I came in this building, first person I see, Coach Norton. Great energy. You could tell he's just a genuine guy, great man. Then I could sit down with Coach DJ, Coach Jones, go talk to Coach Quinn, AP, and it was just great energy in the whole building, every single person I met with, and it just felt right. And that's why when I left this building, I was like, man, like this is it. This feels right. And I was hoping it was going to work out the way it did. So just super excited to be here.
Did you see on the Commanders' Instagram and socials the Sonny walking into the building for the first time?
Yeah, everybody was there waiting with open arms.
Gave me goosebumps, man. It gave me goosebumps. And I hate to rehash, but this stuff didn't happen before. And you got to build, remember the brotherhood that everybody talked about in 24? Why are we winning? What's going on? The brotherhood, the brotherhood, the brotherhood. At a certain point, you can say it, but can you actually show it? And these are the building blocks that I truly feel matter to recreate that brotherhood we had back then. And I don't know if Bobby's going to come back. I'm sad to see him go, but realistically, if this team is going to get better, if we're going to take that next step, we need players like Sonny on it. And we need a coach like DQ to build that bond with his guys so we can really have that brotherhood amped up. And man, I want to see the guys in pads. I want to see them hitting each other. And a couple people said we lost Sonny Jurgensen, but we gained Sonny Styles. And you can't compare the two by any means. And I don't want to put that kind of pressure on this young man, but it almost feels like Sonny came home to me.
I hear you, man. And I am happy that he's on our squad. And like you said, now the hard work starts. You thought you worked hard in college. Now to learn this professional playbook and have everyone looking at you. You thought eyes were on you at Ohio State. The Burgundy and Gold family, we're going to be looking at you, woo, through a fine-tooth comb, brother. We're ready for it. So because we know what we were missing out on. But hey, I hear the music playing. Thank you guys for riding with us. Greatly appreciate it. Can't wait to see you guys on the next one. Remember, you rep it hard, or you don't rep it at all. Rally Captain Tailgate Ted. We will see you very, very soon. We're out of here.